Hello and welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Please do like and comment and subscribe and share this video if you like this video. Oh, I just hit the camera. I'm so sorry. So was it my last video or the second to last video about paper chains? We talked about not using staples in our paper chains when we are worried about pets or small children eating, somehow chewing on a paper chain. Now, I get it. I'm being overly cautious. Paper chains are usually hung high on the wall. So this shouldn't really be a problem. And lots of us do not live with small children and puppy dogs, so this isn't even an issue. So today I'm going to show you a lovely paper chain. Isn't this cool? The link element, I think you can see here, is a kind of triangle that is held together with paper clips on each one of the folds. Not paper clips, staples. So let me show you how it's done. This is 3/4 of an inch wide, and I made it out of 11-inch cardstock. So, there. So some of my pieces of cardstock are either more than 11 inches or less than 11 inches, and I'm not really sure why that happened. But about 92 or 93 centimeters seems to be the right measurement for 1/3 of the strip. So I folded it there, and I will fold it there. So it's not perfect. As I say, these papers are not perfect, and it doesn't really matter. You don't see it from far away. So I've now got a piece of paper that's folded into thirds and can make a triangle. But the thing that makes this, I think, great is I'm adding the link and putting the two ends together. And can you see I'm putting the two ends together like this. Usually when we do rings, we put the two ends together like that. So this is different, but it makes for delicious pointiness in our triangles. And then I staple there, and then you'll see what we get is this kind of bell shape cardstock. So you see this kind of bellies out, and it looks like a ding dong bell. So what I want to have happen is I'm gonna staple right there on the fold, just like 1/4 of an inch in, and the other fold. So now all three sides of the triangle have staples that pinch their folds together a little bit, and that gives this just, I don't know, I love this. It's like you had little fluffy things, pokey things, something coming off of the main body of the chain, but it's actually the links themselves. So that's what we're doing today. We are making, I'll have to think up a cool name for this, a triangular stapled link. which sounds way boring. I'll have to work on that. Yeah, so I'm using colors, red and a kind of orangey color and, oops, and a lovely bright yellow color. And the colors I've been using in this little series of videos here coming into December and all the lovely December holidays are I was talking in the last video about if you happen to live in Australia or somewhere in the southern hemisphere and or South America or wherever, and you don't, have wintry weather and wintry colors like Northern Europe and North America, then, what colors could you use that reflect what's going on in nature in your part of the world? So I got to thinking about, because usually Christmas is red and green, right? So what if you're celebrating the solstice and not Christmas? Or what if you're celebrating Kwanzaa? Or, well, these colors don't necessarily make a lot of sense for Hanukkah. But they make a little sense for Santa Lucia Day on the 13th of December. And I'm thinking they're the colors of fire. So that's something that makes sense in the southern hemisphere because y'all are going through summer. And it also makes sense for, I'm just measuring against my ruler here, somewhere around 93 millimeters. And I came out pretty close. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really have to be, because there's nothing super regular about this chain. Kind of pokes out all over the place no matter what you do. So even if it was perfect, it wouldn't look perfect. Yeah, so anyway, I was thinking that this could look in Northern Europe or North America like the fires we spend a lot of time around at the winter solstice, and in the Southern Hemisphere, it could look like, the fire of the sun that you are living with a lot in your part of the world. So, there we go. And, maybe you're making this paper chain at some time of the year that doesn't have anything to do with the winter solstice. Or maybe they are your team colors, something like that. So I just thought we could experiment a little with colors. So yes, definitely do not leave this paper chain available to dogs and small children. I mean, unless, you have a relationship with your children that allows you to say no, don't put that in your mouth, and they will, trust you on that point. So, I hope you're all well today. Oops. This happens sometimes with this stapler, actually with many staplers. The staple doesn't sit quite correctly. And then we have to go inside and see what the heck is going on. Whoa, 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 stop, stop. Yeah, sometimes a little bit of the staples kind of gets out of line with itself. Let's see if that will go back in. Yes, it will. There we go. So, I like making paper chains. Once you've kind of got the length down, unless it's a terribly complex link, which I've been known to do, but you know, with something like this where it's the same thing over and over again, once our hand-eye coordination has kind of figured this out, our mind can go off and wander while our hands are completing the links. And we can think about whatever needs to get thought about in our life. Sometimes it's helpful to have a piece of paper nearby so that we can remember what we need when we go shopping, or we'll think up a present for somebody and you can write it down quickly before you forget. This is one of the things I love about handwork and crafting in general, is that it works like this. You know, once we've sort of figured out a plan for what our hands need to be doing, the movement and rhythm of our hands and our brains and our eyes allow parts of our brain that are not being directly used for figuring out the paper links, because we've done that already, can go off, and our brains can go off and you know, play with other things that need to get thought out. So I'm coming to the end. I started out with a couple of spare pieces of paper, so they weren't the full 8.5 by 11. But let's see. I mean, you know, if you stretch this a little, like it would be if I put it up on a wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is about 10 inches. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. Every 3 inches gives you 4 3/4 inch strips. So there's 4, 8, 12, and then it's 11 inches, so another 2 would be like another, sorry, this is why I can't do math on the, so 12, so 11 inches will get you 4, 8, 12 inches, a little bit more than 12 inches, maybe 14 inches or something. So for every piece of cardstock you have, And it doesn't matter how many colors you use, but each piece will get you a little bit over a foot or 30 centimeters. So if you had 5 pieces of paper, you could get a little over 5 feet from it. So that's good to know. I just love how pokey this, whoops. I love how pokey this link is. It sort of looks like, you know, you're looking at a fire and these are the flames coming up from your fire. So you see, when I fold it into a zigzag, but then I have to take one of the ends and fold it back so I can make that triangle. Put it in there and fold it and staple. I didn't explain that very well when we started. Sorry, hope you're getting that. So we're down to our last 2 pieces. This is going to be a fun one. I think I'll put it like over the top of a door lintel or something. So we tuck this in and staple this. And there. So I made another, before we end here, I made another video a little while back, and I will link that down in the description box, where instead of making triangles with this stapling pattern, I made little squares or diamonds. Actually, they kind of come out looking like diamonds, and I will show you in just a sec. So the same technique you can use with a triangle pattern, you can use with a square or diamond pattern. So here, this needs to be shaken out a little. Here is the triangle pattern, and here is the square pattern. So can you see that square? And again, the corners of the pattern have been pinched by the staples, so you get, I don't know, maybe that looks a little bit more like a diamond. Sort of a weird square, but anyway, so it works with squares and it works with triangles. We're working with this one today. It's the fire in your soul. There we go. So my blessings and wishings for you all today is I wish you a fire in your soul that you can listen to and attend while you make this, or not. But I wish you your passions. Let's see, the symbolism here is the direction of south, Archangel Michael, the clubs in a suit of cards, fire, our passions, and our like fierce intentions. So, yes, I wish you all the blessings therein. And I blow these wishes across the world and intertwine them with your lovely passions. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.